Okay, so I'm almost done testing my fighter groups, and one of the things I want to make sure is that, if somebody wants to use it, it's really easy just to um, import it in and arrange the stuff without messing with any of the mechanics. But at the same time, I've got a lot of flexibility built into it, so you can kind of tweak it to your heart's content. But for this test, it's just a import it, position it. So it's a Moscow map, and I basically just went to File, Import, um, chose my test, imported it, and that's what we're seeing right here. And it's Fighter 1, uh, Fighters 2, and then each one has three groups of planes, three groups of six, and each one has its own random group timers. So as it goes through and selects the groups, it'll randomly select one of the groups, um, selects a random time for when it's going to actually go off, and then there's um, delays between each plane, and then it selects random behavior, and it counts everything, does all that good stuff for you. But this will all be set up so that, like I said, default, you don't have to mess with it. Same with the planes. If it's a plane set, I want to make sure that all the waypoint altitude speeds and are basically set up for each plane so that they're not going to crash into anything or do anything wonky, hopefully. Okay, so we'll say we just imported all this in, um, and it'll look like this. Basically, we just expand this, right click on the random group, set as working, and position these uh, triggers to wherever you want. So when we fly into them, it'll start the group. Then you would go to the fighter group, and you can see you can grab all the planes together real easy. You can move those wherever you want, separate them. You can highlight the entire route here and see the shape of it, and then you know grab the routes to the waypoints together, move that around, or separate them however you want. But you don't have to change any of the speeds or anything like that unless you want to. And you just go down the list, set it, move your planes around, set your waypoints, next, and same thing. Now we go to this one, position your triggers, move your waypoints and planes, same, same, and that's it, and you're done. Um, Now, if you want to tweak anything else after that, you can, but the initial setup, hopefully it'll just take you, you can pop in and kind of push this stuff around for 15 minutes and you're good to go. And then all of the timing will be set up based on performance. It, basically, this is going to be set to go off between like 30 and 45 minutes, and then like 60 and 90 minutes. And at the same time, so as it goes through each one, let's see this here. Let's go ahead and draw this. There we go. Okay, so it's triggered. It picks a random time. You can set the range of times here. It'll go through, select a random group, one of three that you have plugged in. So it could be different groups if you want. But these are the fighter groups. Then it's going to come up and um, activate whichever random group. I'll just choose one. It could be any one of the three. And then it'll activate four timers that are set to delay to separate when each of these planes come in. So it's element 1, element 2, wing 5, wing 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6. And as each one fires off, it's going to come through and select a random skill level, and then every 5 minutes it'll repeat that. Every 5 minutes it'll choose a different random skill level, and then if it gets damaged, it'll choose a random skill level, and then on kill it will deactivate the repeat. If it's two planes, it'll leave the on damage for the other one, and then when it's damaged, it'll go through it again. The idea is that um, make this as random as possible. And then at the same time, we have everything counting, and I've got the kill messages and stuff here. And then if you don't want these messages, you can set this as working and basically highlight all these messages and just delete it. And I try to do that throughout. So, you know, you can come to the count group, highlight all the messages, delete it. You don't have to worry about the linking. The where is it? Random AI skill, that's its own group, and it is only linked up to the one, you know, one timer here, and then object link. So if you don't want any of the random timing, you can literally just delete the group and that's it. You don't have to do anything else. It's gone. If you want to um, leave the random timer, but you don't want the repeat, you can just delete these MCs here. If you want to delete the damage, just delete this one or delete all these together. So I've got it arranged so you should be able to just delete this stuff and then that's it. It's gone. Same thing for even in these random timers where I've added the counters in. You can easily come in here and right now basically it's going to come through and check to see, you know, that make sure that you've killed one of the planes in the first group before it fires out the next. Make sure you killed 3 in the first 2 groups before it fires out the next, and so on. But all you have to do if you decide I want to delete the counters and get rid of this, you would just come in here, highlight this, delete it, and link, run a direct link from second trigger to this. So again, you know, I'm trying to make sure there's some um, flexibility on tinkering with this, but the initial um, act of just importing it, positioning it, hopefully that won't take any time at all, and you know it'll be good to go, and then you'll have an idea of how long it'll take to go off, and you'll know ahead of time, you know that how many you have to kill for each group um, before the following groups go off. So, anyways, that's it for now. Other things I'll probably be adding in will be some check zones and attack areas and stuff, and it'll be set up the same way. You know, so if I want check zones and attack area, I'll put it in a subgroup. It'll be another thing that you can easily move around and position it, and then if you don't want it, you just delete the subgroup. And hopefully I remembered on the timers, you know, and then same thing with the counters. You know, these counters have to be set up to the objectives. I'll probably try to add something in so it connects more of them together, so it's easier to come in and you just go, I don't want to deal with linking up separate groups. I just want to link all of them to one objective, you know, and then reset the counter, you know, as you want. So anyways, that's part of the madness. Once I get the base templates done, I'll go ahead and post those, and then the planes and waypoints, they'll be organized a little bit neater, so when you open it up it'll be real easy to just um, pick what you want, move it, slide it around, and just go right down the list and then go fly it and see how it works. So we see how it goes.